Hello everybody, my name's Casey, thanks for joining me. Welcome to my strange little channel. Let me preface first by telling you what I'm doing here. I'm a big podcast fan. I like listening to weird stories, and sometimes before bed I will retell those stories to my wife. And one night she said to me, "Wow, you're really good at storytelling. Maybe you should tell other people these stories." And I said, "Thanks for the compliment. Don't ever interrupt me again." And then it occurred to me, maybe I should bother other people with these stories. So, here I am to tell you some of my favorite stories, from mythology and religion to fairy tales and creepy unsolved mysteries and everything in between. Submitted for the approval of the Midnight Society. Shit. Hello, I'm R.L. Stein. Let's just get on with it. Have you ever felt like the whole world was on your shoulders? Have you ever felt like everything and everyone was depending on you? And if you made one mistake, that God would smite you and cast you into his apocalyptic floodwaters along with the rest of creation? That's right. Today's story is Noah's Ark. Now, back in the good Old Testament, humanity spent most of its time gallivanting around, pissing God off left and right. They're roaming around, being all pagan-y and generally just wicked. So by the time God's angels came down to Earth and started making giant hybrid babies with the human women, well, God had just about had it. And the only person worth a damn was this guy named Noah. So God went down to Noah and he said, "I've had it with these idiots. And to be quite frank, I regret making them. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm murdering everyone." And Noah was like, "What?" And God said, "Not you, my guy. You're righteous. You and your family are safe." And Noah was like, "Phew, thank God. Thank you. So how are you gonna do it?" And God said, "Have you ever seen Waterworld? Kevin Costner?" It's probably ahead of your time. Anyway, I'm thinking water. And Noah was like, "Right on." So God says, "You're gonna have to build a boat. Don't worry, it comes with instructions." Which immediately made Noah nervous because he had just had a bad experience with an IKEA product. So Noah and his family get to work on the boat, and God blows his little dog god whistle, and all the creatures come 2 by 2, and Noah was like, "Whoa, what the hell is this?" And God was like, "Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, I also need you to take all of the animals on Earth with you. But only 2 of every kind. It's totally doable. And also, make sure you bring enough food for you and all of them." And Noah was like, "What about the dinosaurs?" And God was like, "Did I stutter?" So all the animals marched onto the boat 2 by 2 and snuggled up into their specific holding area to await further instruction. And God said, "Let's get this show on the road. You and your family get up in there so I can start this absolute annihilation." So now everyone's ready inside the boat, except for all the people who aren't on the boat, and all of the animals who aren't on the boat. And here comes the rain. For 40 days the flood came, and the waters rose high above the mountains, and everything that wasn't on that boat perished. The waters flooded the earth for 150 days, and then God was like, "Alright, pretty sure everything down there is dead now. I'm gonna let up on the rain business." And the ark landed in the mountains of Ararat as the water was whirlpooling down the big old earth drain. So Noah sends out a dove to see if they could get out of this boat yet. And the dove was like, "Nah, let me back in there." So Noah waited 7 more days and he sent the dove back out. And this time, the dove came back with an olive branch in its beak. So finally God is like, "Alright, Noah and company, come on down, bring all those animals with you." So out comes Noah and the homies riding pterodactyls. I made that part up. But they did come out, and then Noah built an altar to God to sacrifice some animals to say thank you for not killing us. And God smelled the goods cooking, and he said, "You know, maybe in hindsight, this wasn't totally necessary, and I promise I'll never do this again, okay? Here's my big I'm sorry sign. It's a rainbow, and it's gonna remind you that I'm sorry. And it's also gonna remind you that you better act right Because even though I promise I won't flood the earth again, that does not mean I can't come up with something way worse if you start pissing me off again. So then Noah immediately makes a vineyard and gets drunk. And one of his sons sees him naked or something. And this really sets Noah off. And he's cursing his son and his son's descendants. And that's the start of the new world. So I'm not sure if the whole flood scenario really served its purpose in ridding the world of wickedness. But hey, that's the end. And don't forget your rainbow. If you like this story, feel free to subscribe, hit the like button, and join me next time for more unhinged stories.